Hey guys, Bradley Overrated, bringing you a discussion that NBA Playgrounds 2 is coming out for the Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, I think PC, I'm not quite certain on that. Don't quote me on it, but really? That's like my only thought. Really? Wait. Really? This can't be true. Wow. I hated the first game. Can I be honest? Do you see this on the screen? This game sucked. This game sucked so much. It was so disappointing on almost every single level. I cannot believe that people are actually... that this game was this popular enough to where it warrants a sequel. They just recently announced this. It was announced literally today on Nintendo's website that NBA Playgrounds 2 is actually coming, and I am completely flabbergasted. And before I get into that, let me just give you a little bit of background. I played the original NBA Playgrounds. I was really excited as it reminded me of those old classic games like NBA Jam and all of those. It felt like it was a return to some silly old school basketball in a lot of ways where you can do ridiculous jumps and dunks and all of that stuff. You could punch and hit the enemies. And this game was just... it had that, but it wasn't the same. The shooting felt off. My dunks would sometimes they would dunk and sometimes they wouldn't. But even more annoying is they kept promising the online play would be there, and I got the Nintendo Switch version, and it was never there. After months of waiting for an online play so I could finally play against some people, it just never happened. So I ended up uninstalling the game, and I haven't looked back since. I didn't like the card system they had. Like I said, the mechanics didn't feel quite right. Some of the shooting felt off and all of that stuff. The graphics weren't mind-blowingly great. They were average. So there was nothing in this game that I really liked, and it had this huge lack of content. But the most frustrating part about this whole thing was the fact that it cost $20 on day one. I mean, $20 for a game that was released incomplete is just ridiculous. I get it, it's an indie title, but I play Ori and the Blind Forest, and that game is absolutely beautiful, amazing, polished, $20. What Remains of Edith Finch, beautiful, polished, $20. NBA Playgrounds, not polished, not beautiful, not finished, $20. And... you know, at the same time, I can see how the first one did actually, now that I think about it, it made the sales numbers. For starters, there were people like me who thought, awesome, let's go back to playing basketball in a silly, goofy way. No longer do I have to take it seriously, because it seems like every sports game now takes it seriously, and that's the only way to play. This felt like a change of pace, and that for me is something I always wanted in a sports game. For example, I used to love NFL Blitz. Man, that game was freaking great on the N64. It was just so different from Madden, and nowadays you only get Madden. It seems like nowadays you only get NBA 2K, and it has to take itself very seriously. So, I bet a lot of people went in there thinking that it would be this change of pace and something fresh and new, and I'm certain there were some people out there that liked the game, enjoyed the game. But even on the reviews, like the critic reviews, you know, it's averaging like a 6 out of 10 for most of the websites that I've just looked up. It's not doing anything spectacular there. So really what it comes down to is what can NBA Playgrounds 2 do to improve from its predecessor? Because I really didn't like that first game at all. And the first thing I'm going to obviously recommend is improving the gameplay. Let me give you an example. When I played the game, I would play as John Stockton, and I was able to score no matter what. It didn't matter where I was. If I was John Stockton, I could shoot it behind the three-point line every single time and score guaranteed unless the defender was up there in my face already and knew what was going on. If I was playing against my friend, he would lose every time because I would just use John Stockton. I would just score every single time. And by the time he realized what was going on, it was too late for him. He didn't like that, and you know what? I didn't like that. Unlocking every single thing because I can score 3 points all day long with John Stockton was just obnoxious. And then there was this thing where you can get bonus points for scoring. You get extra points, so I could get, 6, 9, 12 points just for scoring a three-pointer? Oh man, so they gotta improve the shooting. They definitely need to improve the dunking. They need to improve the overall gameplay, give it more features, make it more competitive. And also, on day one, guys, please make it have an online play that actually works. I don't know if the online play ever came to the first one, but you've got to bring it this time. You have to have it on day one, because that was the only thing I was looking forward to, was playing against other people online. And I was never able to do that for months on end. And like I said, I uninstalled the game. Obviously, more content is always nice. I don't know if they're going to stick with the card system. I didn't mind it. It was just kind of boring and stale. There wasn't a lot to offer there. So maybe amp up that as well. Make it a true sequel if you're going to do this. Oh boy, man, I don't know. I can't buy this game on day one knowing how bad the first one was. I will check out, though, the gameplay when it comes out, see what other people's thoughts are on it, because I am very interested to see if they can take the NBA Playgrounds formula and make it into a much better, much more improved sequel, because even the reviews for the game were only getting, on average, 6 out of 10. But as always, those are just my thoughts on NBA Playgrounds 2, and I would love to know your thoughts. For example, did you actually play the first one? Did you like it? I mean, I really didn't like it. Oh my gosh, I just had a hard time getting into anything in that game, but maybe you enjoyed it, and that's totally fine. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and whether or not you'll be picking this game up. It's set to release sometime this summer, and wow, I just hope it's a lot better than the first one, because the first one for me was just atrocious. Alright guys, that's it. As always, if you don't like my content, bear comfort in the fact that I am Bradley Overrated, and if you happen to like it, be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff, because, you know, it helps me out somehow, some way. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Out like a trout. Take care.